gentlemen.
Trends at 12-ish.
I never get this guy on when Arsenal are doing well. So I'm never going to get him on Be Humble, playing Kendrick Lamar. I'm never going to. And get him on when I can control him. When I can move the electric wheelchair in the direction that I want to move the electric wheelchair. You get me? This is a mate. He comes on and there's a problem when he comes on. And he phones me and he says, what, are you frightened of me? And I'm a bad man. I'm not frightened of anybody. This is Trends at 12. We talk about London stuff. What's big in your area, what you think London needs to be talking more about, and actually something that lifts London spirits. And I am incredibly glad to present to you the one and only Mr. Adam Gabsi. Hey, hold on. I misspoke. Don't take offence, fella. Mr. Adam Gabsi. Let's get this right. The co-chair of Inclusion London and London Fire Brigade Community Forum member, as well as a good mate of the show. When you get that proper title, when they're voting for you and you're responsible for things and people, if you forget me, I'm going to come and poison you.
I can't forget you, can I, Eddie, mate? You know, you're at the forefront of my thoughts, pal. Yeah, so, you know, I wouldn't forget you.
Why is that kid getting all the stick for doing what we wish more players would do? Show personality. You know, I'm talking about the kid that went up and did the Haaland celebration. What do you make of all that? I'm like, these some hypocrites out there properly showing their face. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Manchester United got beaten by Arsenal. Revenge for what happened, and it was actually probably more interesting after the game than the game itself. What do you make of it?
I think Lewis-Skelly is a legend, to be honest. And if you were talking about the kid that did the Haaland celebration, to have such a confidence at 18 years old,
it's arrogant. Okay, let me be some of the pundits that I've heard. Right, you ready? You know about role play? You know anything about role play?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's go. What's he done? What's he done? He's just come. Who is he? What's he done? He's not done anything. He's not won anything. All of a sudden, who am I, the girls' them lover? No, he's done nothing. Be humble.
I love the confidence, honestly, mate, because he did it to Tottenham. He's done it now to Man City, and I think, you know, the confidence should be respected. Also,
wouldn't you prefer to win? Wouldn't you? I've seen his mum online as well.
And his mum is really cool, mate. Yeah, to be honest, I can't wait to run into his mum at the Emirates, to be honest, because I'll be the first to buy her a drink. Yeah, I think
he's earning 50 grand a week. You're in a wheelchair. Why are you buying her a drink? What's the matter with you, Adam?
No, it's fine. Listen. So you can't put value on entertainment, yeah? And what Lewis-Skelly has done for my life, yeah, in the last few weeks has been fantastic. So,
he's lifted your spirit. Mate. Wouldn't it be better if you... so I am surrounded by you monsters. You monsters.
Yeah.
Ella is an Arsenal fan, asking me where you sit so she can come and look for you. I'm like, well, I'm not putting people together. What do you think this is? Sarah... she's an Arsenal fan. Her daughter is playing for Arsenal girls. And I'm like, am I in hell? Is somebody punishing me for something I did in a previous life?
It sounds like heaven to me, mate. You're describing beautiful women that support Arsenal, yeah? It's fantastic, mate. It's only a matter of time until me and Ella go for a game, yeah? So it's only a matter of time.
I've done it with her. I went with her and her dad. They listen to this, right? We went Arsenal, Chelsea, right? Sorry, Chelsea, Arsenal.
Yeah.
Women. And so the 15-year-old, although we can't understand anything he says, he's straight, he's a good kid. The 11-year-old is susceptible to manipulation. Ella and her dad bought my boy a sweet. He loves Ella's dad, and he sat with them supporting Arsenal against Chelsea, beloved Chelsea women. I was like, go home with them then. You be part of their cat family.
Oh, you got a great son, mate. Yeah, at least he knows where he is, yeah? His dad is a presenter on BBC Radio London, Eddie. Yeah, so...
I know. When he was 7, right? Let me just tell you this quick story. Don't worry, you get it. This is why I don't want you on here, because then I go off. I'm already on a wavy path, and then you take me somewhere. He was 7. He said to me, "Daddy, are you famous?" Because she said, I said, no, famous people are rich. We ain't rich. And put that sweet back down in the shop. That's the nightmare I got with him. Every time we go, he thinks we should buy him something. What's your local story for me, fella?
Oh, mate, it's if you were paying attention to what was happening in London last week, you would know that our company, Inclusion London, which is a deaf and disabled people's organisation, with a hand in every London borough, released a report called Barriers at Home. Now, it's about housing in London, accessible housing for disabled people. Now, I came across this article on the BBC website about Sam Lewis. Now, Sam Lewis walks to her local gym for a shower. She's 34 years old. She has rheumatoid arthritis and means she falls when climbing in the bath in her flat. So simple changes like grab rails could stop this. However, they haven't installed grab rails and she's had to walk to the local gym for a shower, which I think is, ridiculous. It's inhumane, right? It's terrible. She applied for a disabled facilities grant. The maximum amount you can apply for is £30,000, and they will make adaptations in your house. Now, why it hit me kind of hard is because I had to do the same. So, even though my flat was partially accessible and I can use the kitchen, when I first moved in, I couldn't use the bathroom, which meant that there was quite a long time where, hygiene wasn't great, difficult to admit, but that's just the way it is, mate, and, I had to apply for a disabled facilities grant. I was awarded the money, £30,000, and they removed a bath and made it a wet room, which is, they were able to do because it was a new build. It wasn't really a problem. However, I personally feel that that's £30,000 that could have been saved. So Inclusion London released a report last week called Barriers at Home. Barriers at Home highlights all of the access issues. Now, for the listeners who don't know, I am a wheelchair user. I have multiple sclerosis. So there are challenges that I have in my life. And obviously access is one of the major challenges in London. The report Barriers at Home found that 1 in 4 people that we spoke to have housing access requirements, live in completely inaccessible homes. So that means that they cannot safely and easily use facilities, basic facilities like the kitchen, bathroom, and entryways. And only 3% of houses, listen to this one, Eddie, 3% of houses in London are visitable for those with mobility impairments. So myself as a wheelchair user, I can only visit 3 out of 100 homes in London. Now, that's totally unacceptable.
Yeah, but for me, I mean, you're right, okay, and it is. But for the purposes of this, and I did see it online, and I'm just chastising myself for not doing it. Surely we have to focus in the first instance on people like Sam being able to use the facilities and live freely in her own home, because it's going to be cheaper to do that than it would be to keep her anywhere else, wouldn't it?
Well, this is the fight we're having. So, at Inclusion London, we've asked the mayor to put in a standard for all new builds going forward. However, this standard of access is not being met.
Okay.
So we're talking like 3% of houses in London.
Yeah, so, but you're saying, if I get you right, and I just want to be very clear about this, Adam. Yeah. You're saying that every new build should have X or Y, so it's accessible for people with disabilities and all of that. That's what you're saying, right?
Well, I am saying that things should be accessible or adaptable right? So we have an aging population.
Right.
We have an aging population, and we need to accept the truth that, you know, the population is getting older and the burden that is put on the care system is an issue.
And what's happening at the minute is we're making these remediational kind of these changes as and when they are necessary in individual cases, and with cash-strapped councils it's difficult, and if it's there or the facility is to do it, then it would be a lot better. So if that is in mind when the thing is built.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, okay.
I feel like we're wasting a lot of money.
Yeah, no, I tell you what, I'm looking at this story now, and I've already made whatever sign it is, probably a sign that I hope doesn't get viewed on the cameras. To edit. I need to get this lady on. Have you met her?
I haven't met her, but I know someone that knows her, and thank you to Pete Donnelly for passing me the story.
Yeah.
It's a good story.
It's anybody wants to have a look at it. It's on BBC News. It's under the banner of disability. I have to shower at the gym. Disabled people wait for simple home changes. And we'll definitely look at that one. Adam, let's get your second one in, please.
My second story actually, as usual, links with my first story. So if you hashtag disability equality champion is what we're asking for. Now, we've gone to the GLA, so the Greater London Authority have voted unanimously for London to have a disability equality champion. This vote was on the 5th of September last year. Now, we're here in February, still waiting for a response from Sir Sadiq Khan. However, he
What's
has
the title
not responded.
of it? Disability what?
Disability Equality Champion. So if you go to Inclusion London on any platform, any social media platform, you'll be able to find the petition and sign the petition.
How do you feel like there are people on the assembly itself, the mayor, the deputies? Do you feel like you got anybody's ear?
It was voted through unanimously, right? So not only do we have one person's ear, we have everyone's ear, apart from the main man who hasn't responded yet. Now, there are 1.2 million disabled people in London, Eddie. Yeah, so we're not like a homogenous group. Yeah, we have different impairments, and you know, we have different genders and different sexual orientations. We come from different backgrounds.
Why do you think? Because I have to think about it a different way. Because I don't think anybody listening, and certainly my children are learning it, or one of them is about it, and he's the one. Like you taught me about you taught me last time we went out. You taught me about the ramp on the platform, so that you can get on the train. And the spots, and then the boy was talking to me about why the spots are on the pavement and what is on the Pelican Crossing. So clearly at his school there is awareness that we all need to have a certain knowledge. What, if any, is the resistance to this, do you think? Think about it. Think about it. Okay, I'll come straight back to you after this, but think about it for me. I'm in conversation. Thanks, Fiona. Afternoon to you, by the way. I'm in conversation with Adam Gabsi, as well as being a friend of the show. He's also co-chair of Inclusion London and London Fire Brigade Community Forum member. Just make sure you get me that exit interview with Andy Rowe. Otherwise, nothing your team does will do good for them, right? Also a massive Arsenal fan. First story was one that I'm going to pick up, hopefully, with the team. There's a woman on the BBC News app, and literally the improvements necessary for her home haven't been carried out. Ergo, she's having to shower in the gym. Also, there is a movement to have something called a disability equality champion for London, and it was voted on back in September. It voted unanimously for, but action hasn't been taken since then. So when we went to Fiona, my question was, Adam, what do you think is the barrier to it?
I personally, and I've thought about this for a very long time, Eddie. I can't work out what the barrier is because it's unanimously voted. I've actually sat in meetings where we've worked out funding for it, so the funds are there. We have commissioners for other things, not to highlight anyone or anything in particular, but there are specific ministers and specific people doing specific jobs. We are asking for a disabled person to dictate what happens to disabled Londoners. So again, we were talking about money wastage, right? And if houses were made for a purpose from the beginning, we could save 30,000 here and 30,000 there. The same thing with disability equality champion, because if things were designed properly in the first instance, a lot of stuff wouldn't have to be removed. I mean, like, I refer to bathrooms that I use where the hand towel is really high, and you can tell that there wasn't a disabled person involved in the production of the bathroom, because the flush is on the wrong side of the toilet and you can't flush the toilet properly.
So we need somebody at the top table so that they can influence. But that's obvious, and I get this all the time every time I talk about you know, when I thought of you when Trump started to talk his. Don't give an opinion, Eddie.
Yeah. I know what you mean,
when the president of the United States of the America, ergo leader of the free world, started to talk about diversity and inclusion in relation to a crash, when evidence of such had not been presented, when bodies had not been taken from the water, I thought of you. And I thought, well, how does my mate Adam, in his wheelchair, trying to help other people, how does he receive that?
I think we're very lucky to live in London, and generally we are better than that, to be honest. And like, for instance, you had Betty on talking about females coming together and a union of females, and you said that there wasn't the same for men. I would say that there is. Yeah, last night, I was trapped on an underground train. So when I was leaving the train, my foot was caught and I couldn't get off. And Eddie, you should have seen the men that jumped up to help me. Man, they all jumped up and they helped me. They would, do you need help? And they assisted me off the train. It's not a problem. Yeah.
Hold on. Because you know I'm an emotional guy, and you bring me stuff like that, and then you just want to go. You listen to the show. You've been on the show. You've spoken to me privately. I am all about what happens, how things make people feel. Why are you coming on here and you're going to just brush past that and go on to the next story? How, first of all, in the moment that it happened, how did you feel? And secondly, when those people see you and jump up and help you, how did that make you feel?
I'm incredibly lucky, I feel, as a person generally, yeah? So when people assist, I feel blessed as a person. My foot happened to be caught. It was an error of mine, so I do accept responsibility over it. However, the help that was given to me was, I just feel lucky. We're lucky to live in London. It wasn't, there's a big, people think, London's a scary place. No, it's not. Yeah, people are great. And when you need assistance, people are more than willing to assist. I can tell you that from numerous first-hand experiences. Yeah, people are, and
I need to believe, I need to believe that for my own mental health.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm on a train yesterday and I'm like, this woman who's sight impaired. So I move, I say, stand here, stand by the window, because I know you can't fall if you leant up there. And then another woman comes on with a stick, with a walking stick. And immediately people, and that's what I always say. So when people phone up and say, "Oh, nobody got up for me," well, I am on that central line every day, and that is what I see. And I inherently believe in the goodness of human beings, and we can joke and we can laugh and all of that, but I do believe in the goodness of human beings. Now, like always, you don't read the room, and you've overstayed your welcome. Yeah. Because you got a little window of time, and every time you come on, you stay on too long, right? So, well, hold on, I've got two for you. Now, I asked you for a good, uplifting story, right? And I can see you're going to Arsenal, and actually, we don't have to do it because it's a story that we did at when we opened up. But the great thing, this is what I believe is great about London, and when you make friends and make it. I used to do the show when I first came 20 odd years ago. I did it with a lady called Kath Melandri, right? And then later on, I was on the show with another lady, Nicole Alsey, and Nicole and I did this show for years. And Nicole has just messaged me. By the way, I have to declare that, like Ola, who presses the buttons, Nicole is a Tottenham supporter, and Nicole has said, Can you present a positive news story to Adam for me, please? Kai Havertz is out for the rest of the season. That's low, and I love it.
Big up Nicole, mate. There's a wonderful London derby on the weekend. So on Sunday, it's Tottenham versus Manchester United. Which is a great London derby I'm looking forward to. And I wonder whose supporters are going to get home first.
Well, I don't. Hey, well done. There's another North London derby, I think, as well, for the women, isn't it? Arsenal.
Yeah.
Arsenal. Right. Okay, so bear with me. Okay, because I did one of those shows, and I know you know I did it, because I know you know I listen, and I know that you know people that I know. And it was hard, because I got the phone call in the morning, and they said, look, you say you want to go out. We know what this story means to you. Because I fell asleep on the sofa. Mrs. Nestor wasn't there. Bad man don't need to go to bed. I slept on the sofa, so I didn't get all the messages through the night. And it was like, look, the tower is going. Now, we took the whole show to North Kensington. Now, while we were there was a young lady. She was the last interview we did, Emma. And I looked at her, she looked incredibly fragile, if I'm honest with you. And then she said, Adam said that you're okay. So I thought, well, that means that she's legal. I hugged her. But something to just confirm that you know this lady, first of all.
No, Emma O'Connor is I was actually with her yesterday. So there was a community forum meeting, and we were at the Fire Brigade headquarters. So she and her boyfriend, I believe, if my memory serves me rightly, were in the Grenfell Tower tragedy. And I just wanted to talk to somebody about it, and I didn't know who. So I thought, well, you know her. And then we had her back on Monday because she started this petition. But take a listen to this, and let me tell you what was happening when this bit of radio was occurring.
And that's our incredible fire service going past right now.
Yeah, I mean,
sorry, I've got PTSD. No. My legs have started to shake.
No, it's all right. Get you. Yeah. I hugged her in the middle of the engine going past and the siren. It triggered. I mean, Rob was filming it, and it was like there was a moment. I'm like, well, what do I do? Do I stop? Do I move on? Do I hug her? And obviously, I hugged her. Well, I think we forget that trauma. And this is 7.5 years later, fella.
Mate, there's another person actually. His name is Nick Burton. And I want to put you both in contact because, his story is amazing. He's gone all around the world and he's filled up his passport. He's met fire agencies from all over the world and how they deal with emergencies. But Emma O'Connor is like, for someone that was on the 20th floor of Grenfell, what an amazing person. Yeah, and it's actually someone I'm proud to call a friend. Yeah, she is someone that fills me with strength. Yeah, we've gone to games of football. She's a good person, you know. And her petition actually has 15,000 signatures. She was showing me last night it was going up 100 here, 100 there, 100 here, you know, which is wonderful. So yeah, I think that's wonderful.
Good. I'm glad you've connected, and I hope that you can. I'm sure from what she said to me that you're giving her the same kind of encouragement and support that she's giving you. So God bless you, brother man, and we'll talk soon. Yes.
Yeah, cool, Ed. Also, can I just shout out her autism, yeah? And I would say, you know, she's a great person, and she's, regardless of her impairment, she's doing what she's doing, and she's doing it well. So, you know, pick her up.
Yeah.